adjustment for provision for discount on debtors. Provision for discount on debtors. How do you create a provision for discount on debtors? In the same way as we create a provision for doubtful debts, we say profit and loss account debit to provision for discount on debtors. This is how we will create a provision for discount on debtors. How does it appear in the final accounts? Since profit and loss account is being debited, profit and loss account is debited for the amount of provision for discount that we are creating. Now, what is this provision for discount on debtors? Whenever we get money from our customers, for early payment of this money, we may allow them some kind of discount. If we have a certain balance of debtors, good debtors, and we expect that some amount of discount will be offered to them. Discount when we offer to our customer, it is a loss for us. Since we expect this to happen in future, we may make a provision for it called provision for discount on debtors. How do we create the provision? By debiting profit and loss account and crediting the provision for doubtful debts. So in the final accounts, provision for not doubtful debts, provision for discount on debtors. Provision for discount on debtors. So profit and loss account is debited with the amount of discount that needs to be created. And how else will it be shown in the balance sheet? In the balance sheet, when we show debtors, less we had already done, mind you, bad debts, less we might do new provision for doubtful debts. This is deducted, and then we also deduct the new provision for discount on debtors. This is how the debtors would be shown finally in the balance sheet. Debtors, that bad debts would be removed. The provision for doubtful debts would be removed and the provision for discount on debtors would be removed. If there is discount expense, such discount expense would be adjusted against the provision for discount on debtors instead of taking to the profit and loss account, because the provision was created in order to meet the discount expense. So the entry for transferring the discount account to provision instead of profit and loss would be provision for discount on debtors. Provision for discount on debtors debit to discount account. So discount account to customer, and this discount, instead of being transferred to the profit and loss account, can be transferred to the provision for discount on debtors account, provided such a provision exists. Provision at a percentage. So sometimes this provision for discount on debtors is not given as a lump sum amount, but it is computed as a percentage on the debtors. What do we take as a percentage on debtors would mean debtors less bad debts less new provision for doubtful debts. So you have debtors, you have less bad debts, you have less provision for doubtful debts balance. The amount you get here, you charge a percentage of this. So let us say 2% on this figure would be the amount of, this would be the amount of discount on provision for discount on debtors. Debtors less bad debts, less provision for doubtful debts. The balance that we get, the discount would be computed on that balance. And how does it appear in the balance sheet? Like we discussed before, debtors less bad debts, less new provision for doubtful debts, less new provision for discount on debtors. This is how it appears in the balance sheet. But please remember, when it is provided at a percentage, we take this percentage on debtors less bad debts less new provision for doubtful debts. This is because if a debt is doubtful, we really don't expect an early payment from this debtors. And providing for discount on debtors is nothing but providing for a discount which we would allow for an early payment of cash from customers, early receipt of cash from customers. Sundry debtors of Messrs. Sunil Brothers amounts to 45,000 and bad debts 5,000. They provide for doubtful debts at the rate of 5% and for discount at the rate of 1%. The amount of net debtors to be shown in the balance sheet will be A 42,323, B 37,600, C 42,300 and D 37,620. Debtors 45,000 less bad debts 5,000. Then doubtful debts would be at the rate of 5%. So new provision for doubtful debts at the rate of 5% would be 2,000. So now we have 38,000 less discount provision for discount on debtors at the rate of 1%, that is 380. So net debtors which would be shown in the balance sheet would be $37,620. Correct answer should be D, 37,620 amount of net debtors in the balance sheet. New provision for discount was computed on debtors less bad debts. The provision for doubtful debt is computed on debtors less bad debt, and the provision for discount on debtors is computed on the debtors less bad debts less provision for doubtful debts. After we deduct on the net balance, we compute the provision for discount on debtors. So correct answer D, 37,620.